Lights, camera, action.
In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film.
Cut.
That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Munfrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It. We will fix it in post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening, I thank you for doing so. I am once again Kevin Murphy. This is F It. We'll fix it in post. I'm here with my colleagues, Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Carson Hyde Ferguson.
Sure.
Now, how do I say this? I think we all know what's happening with Diddy right now, right? So,
whoa, that's a crazy lead in, man. Go ahead.
Went straight for it, didn't he?
No,
It's like juggler.
Look, I don't have any baby oil to like smooth this out.
Whoa, chill out, man. Chill out.
Them bottles of baby oil is what we need over here.
Look, I'm sorry. I have more jokes than just.
Oh my God.
I have nothing.
I don't even want to know where this is going.
So
I really don't.
Take that.
That may be what I label title this episode.
And you're going to get it taken down too.
You two gonna be like, hey, bro, nah.
Not sufficient for work.
So I bring this up to in the sense of do y'all remember Rodney King and the OJ trials, right?
Yes.
And that whole I mean, as far as it was all on television. A lot of people even have said that the OJ trial was probably the thing
Most
that started. No, like it's the thing that started this true crime boom that we have now.
I got you. Yeah.
Which I can't think of any case though. That's probably in like that and Rodney King are probably the two biggest like cases.
You got a bunch though. John Benet Ramsey had a lot of attention.
Yeah,
Mary Kay Letourneau had a lot of attention. There's been at the time it had a lot because it was early 90s though.
Wait, was this was it the case like before OJ? Because there was one about a woman who this guy was, I don't know, he was doing something in New York. His wife got like shot in the face. Luckily, she survived. And that case, because the husband was like, I never slept with this woman. I don't know what she's talking about. And that the girl who ended up doing the shooting of the wife was like, you were messing with my man, pal. So that I don't remember the name. I don't remember the name.
No. Letourneau was the statutory rape between a teacher and the student, and then she got out and because she got pregnant by the dude.
Oh,
that was Letourneau.
Yeah, I think that was a little after.
I mean, because that was like a big thing. Because she got out, and then I guess individually got married with him like years later, when he was legal.
They did a whole interview with the both of them.
Yeah.
When she was out and they were together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think they're still together.
I don't know.
I ain't keeping up with their life like that. Yeah, that was crazy. Like as a guy, I'm just thinking like, you were her husband.
Was she married?
She was married at the time.
There's actually a lot of like teachers to be married to be doing that. A lot.
They did a movie on that too. Or it might have been a Lifetime movie.
I think it was a Lifetime movie. I think it was a Lifetime movie.
Yeah. Okay.
But there were several documentaries.
But also just showing like how like one case, how much comes out of it. It could be a movie. There's documentaries now on Tubi about Diddy's situation. There's probably going to be a biopic, a few about this. Video essays.
Or another what was the one with R. Kelly? What was that called?
I think just talking about the Surviving R. Kelly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Surviving Diddy coming out.
50 Cent's actually doing that one, right?
Yes.
I want to say he's doing that one. But the Surviving R. Kelly, I don't know if that was like 100% on the truthful side. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if they got all the points right.
I think it was. I'm just hoping that he doesn't do it the same way that they did that. Only because of, yes, it's a bunch of interviews, but the people that they were interviewing
untrustworthy. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them. So I don't. It's no different than what people were saying about the Michael Jackson, because like certain people were they were involved in other legal disputes that had a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
And then come to find out like years later that there's a different associations with the kids that were at the center of the issue with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So it could have easily been, something else. Like, hey, we know we about to get a payday.
Now
They had some loose associations apparently with certain individuals that had ties with each other. So it's almost like it was set up.
yeah. Now
And why would you put your kids in that situation if you even suspect, even if there's possibly like a smidgen, unless you're trying to like get some money.
Yeah, I'm finna say it was all about the green for them. That's what it was.
Hey, look,
They saw green. That's all they saw.
now we've been talking about famous people who are having trials. Michael, obviously, probably literally the most famous person maybe have ever lived. So with Diddy, like he's at this point incredibly famous. His trial is supposed to be coming out in May. It's incredibly talked about.
And you want to
There's-
know what's crazy? He is gonna stay in prison until his trial. Do you know how that is? That is crazy. And I say that because you're that powerful. You got that much money. You can't get out on bail.
Yeah, but like apparently he's not that powerful.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying.
So I'm like,
He's well known. He's well known though.
Hey, he could be an agent for all I know. I'm not even playing. Like they talking about they about to give this man the Epstein treatment. How about he got a list about to come out, about to check it twice?
I because I feel like if someone's like I feel like Diddy would be the person that would be on the list. So like who? Because I've heard stuff like that too, like that like tapes or stuff with he's had tapes with people that are more famous than him, and I'm like, how many people are legitimately more famous than P Diddy?
There's quite a bit.
There's a couple.
Like especially if it's you talking about Hollywood or singers, entertainers. Diddy's famous to us. Diddy ain't like as big outside of us.
But he's known, like with Mike.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm saying like who's bigger?
Yeah.
J-Lo's bigger than Diddy.
J-Lo?
Over the world, yes.
Yeah,
Over the world, yes.
I can agree with that. I mean, that's hard to believe, but I can agree with that.
Maybe. Okay, give me another one.
Cameron Diaz. The world over, she's bigger than Diddy.
I don't know about Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diddy. Cameron Diddy. Cameron Diaz is known the world over more so than Diddy. If you spoke Cameron Diaz versus Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs, like in Italy, Ibiza, more people are gonna know Cameron Diaz than Diddy.
Diddy's pretty world famous too. Like he.
Yeah, but I'm saying I can go to Ibiza or whatever and point her, and people will point her out before they point out Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Because of the film she did. Like Something About Mary, that was in every household, man. It didn't matter what like race you were. People was like watching that. Charlie's Angels, that was a big film. A huge film.
Yeah. And that also could be fame to someone that's around our age. Like when I think of people that may possibly be bigger than necessarily Diddy, I think like The Rock.
Oh, out of the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Smith.
Denzel Washington. Yes.
I don't think because music has a different effect on people.
Denzel, bigger. Way bigger.
I wouldn't argue it. It's just, I don't know about that one. But when I bring it up to say, like, obviously because this is more likely this trial is not going to be necessarily televised. But and it may, so I have this notion that this case is probably going to be this generation's version of the OJ trial, as far as just like attention being brought to it.
Yeah, but it can't be. It can't be for the simple fact that it's not going to be televised.
So I've heard that point.
Like outside of the celebrity piece, the Kyle Rittenhouse trial was probably like the biggest thing, minus the celebrity factor. Hell, Tory Lanez is probably bigger because the reporting that was going to be done on it. I think because of the 24-hour news coverage and all that stuff, we may lose some steam as far as people caring about it. I mean, some people might keep up to date, but I don't know if people are gonna like care as much like in May when the trials actually.
So, and I've heard people mention that point too, and I would have agreed. One, I think like Diddy's kind of that star that people will hold their attention to. Two, I don't think you even needed to be like the Tory Lanez trial wasn't televised. They were streams talking about it. There's obviously going to be the reporters in there talking about. They'll be probably live tweeting about, well, this lawyer said this lawyer said that. You've got like TMZ's already made like 2 documentaries out of it. 50's going to make another one. Like there's so much content that's going to be made out of it that you may not even need to see the trial itself. Now, if they actually televised this for some reason, which I don't think could happen, that would be insane.
Most federal trials are not going to be televised. Like it had to be a rare case because I can't remember one of the main reasons why they didn't want to do that. There was one like way back in the day, like in the 90s, where this lady got assaulted, and like they learned their lesson on that one because they televised it, and I think it was like in like around the greater Boston area. It's one of those small towns outside of Boston.
Was this like in the 90s?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did a documentary on it, and they were talking about like how they try to drag the lady through the mud and all that stuff, and just it was a crap show. And then like I mean the lady couldn't even have like a life after that. It was pretty wild, like how they basically put her on trial versus like the dudes.
Yeah.
And I think this is a little different though with this trial, seeing how many people are involved. Even though he's the main, kind of like did they televise R. Kelly? They didn't televise that, did they?
No.
Yeah, so
that was big too.
I mean, the news was big, but like nobody paid attention to the trial. I think this is going to be the same way. I honestly do think it's going to be the same way. Like people may talk about it like here and there, but they're not going to be keeping like live updates or anything like that. I don't think so.
Oh,
I mean, like maybe a smaller amount, but there's like so much stuff going on in the world. It's going to have time to lose steam. And then people like, they give the cliff notes like here and there. But I think like the next like big scandal to come out or whatever will be by then.
Now, if there is which I can't even imagine what would be a bigger scandal than this.
There's all kinds. There's all kinds.
I say that.
There's all kinds.
You say that, but then watch next month, something's going to happen. That's going to trickle in. And then you have to realize we're also going into election year. So that might be put back on the back burner within the new year. As far as like media wise, like we'll see it. You know what I'm saying? They'll cover it. Yeah, this happened. Well, this happened today, but it's a little different when you go into an election year.
Now, by May, we'd have our president, whoever that'll be, that'll probably done some stuff to be talked. The only thing I can see that happens that would be so big that it kind of takes the attention. That Did he be like, "Ooh, thank God," or not that happened? It's like a war, like a big war.
We're on the precipice of like 3 or 4 fronts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we keep on giving money to Ukraine. I'm like, yo, like that stuff is on the verge of turning hot real quick.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're doing some wild stuff over there, like, in terms of support. So I'm just like, yo, like where's the diplomacy in some of these deals? And then like, a bunch of other like, allies or whatever got stuff going on too. You got everybody's throat. Hell, like at the Indian Chinese border, like years ago, and the stuff like happens all the time. They have like troops on both sides, and they can't give them like munitions because they're afraid they're gonna shoot each other. So they gave them sticks. And like the last time they had like some incidents or whatever, like a major one, is like 4 years ago or something like that. They like some people got beat to death with sticks. That's how tensions are. So I'm like, yo, it's crazy. There's so much stuff. There's like the naval engagements too. It's so much stuff. It ain't funny.
And I think now there's so many scandals and trials going on. Like this might be a big one, but I think that people are just going to try to keep up with all of them. So yeah, Diddy's a big one, but at the same time, we have all this other stuff going on. So it's not like it was back when the OJ trial. You know what I'm saying? When there was less stuff going on.
Okay.
Or did you know about?
Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Or you knew, but
yeah.
you know, new days. You know, we got all this technology. You know, stuff on the internet that you can. You know, a lot of stuff is gonna go on. Has been going on.
Mhm.
That's gonna pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you didn't have no internet like that or internet. I don't know. Was internet back then?
I mean, yeah, but it was very early stages.
Yeah.
So
Not
I think only
definitely
the
definitely not as widespread. Like because we're in Germany and you basically had email and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Maybe some chat rooms, maybe a couple years later. What year was OJ? 93, 94?
I think it was like 93, 90.
Yeah, you had like AOL. That was like the big joint.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah. You had AOL and you had Yahoo. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't popping like that though.
Yeah, like like you said, it was
Oh
probably.
yeah, that trial was a year. I don't even remember it being that long. Like it started November 9th, 94.
Then you got to
October.
remember, did they have cable in '93?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They had cable in the 80s. But like, just less channels.
yeah, so I mean, it's a lot more going on in the world for just to be focused on that right there.
But I would say this though. I think there's just as much going on in the world, but it's just like there's not a hyper focus on just a few things because 24-hour news coverage, like now, like you got to fill the time.
Yeah.
And then there's so much stuff always going on. We ain't the only game in town. All these other countries got issues too. I mean, like, don't nobody be talking about like Poland, you know what I'm saying? But Poland, they got their own like immigration issue. They got people
Now,
like trying to storm their borders or whatever, and they just authorized like maybe a month ago to be able to use live ammunition.
now
They be using water cannons, but stuff like that.
To that point, there are people who don't even look at that stuff. There's people who just really like looking at like celebrity gossip or scandals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now here or like here, we don't really look at like scandals that go on in maybe the UK. But like in Japan,
Unless it's like very popular or something that affects the U.S.
Well, like
Yeah.
I was talking to a dude, whatever, this like real savvy in the geopolitics, like I would say more so American than anything, and he didn't even know that the Japanese prime minister, it was like around COVID, got assassinated. And he's like, "What? No, that ain't happened." And I was like, "Do."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh wow, when that happened?"
Now I think there are people who like looks at like celebrity news and geopolitics and stuff like that. That may take away a little luster from it, maybe. But I mean, a lot of people with them little tabloids they be selling like in the grocery store, those still make money somehow.
Because it's gossip. That's
Some
what-
people just
But to the Inquirer broke the Edward story where like he was meeting his mistress or whatever that was having a love child while his wife had cancer. They chased him down to a bathroom, whatever, or beating on like the door or whatever, and he locked himself in the bathroom.
No, I'm not saying that all of it's fake. I'm just saying it's gossip.
No, I'm just saying whenever they break stuff, they make sure, like especially on a political side, and honestly, back in the day, they were the first to break that kind of stuff because most people, I don't know, man, you got to have a certain type of bravery or stupidity or maybe a combination of column A and column B. You know what I'm saying? To try to break some stuff on certain people. Because like just like the Diddy thing, if he got dirt on people, you know what I'm saying, who gonna go after him? You know what I'm saying?
Well, at a point, yeah, no one. And which fact you bring it up because it's like when it started happening, like everybody got quiet. So for celebrity wise, like no one was defending him or speaking against him. It's like
except Uncle Murder. Uncle Murder did in the wrap up. He said, "Did he
and-
do it? Did he done it?"
I like the jokes are there.
Dude, he did that like he's like, oh man, like it was bad, man, because the tape ad came out where he's beating up Cassie.
Yeah.
Like before. and then like well, he settled with her this year, right? Or was that?
That was last year.
It was last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was.
Are you sure?
I can't remember. I
feel
can't remember because
It was this year.
I think it was like around
the beginning of the year.
I thought it was like around the end of last year when this all started.
It might have been. I feel like it was like at the beginning of the year. That's what I
There
felt
was
like.
a time before.
I mean, we are at the end of this year,
Yeah.
technically. So
You're right there. So man, I feel like it was either the end of last year or maybe the beginning of first. A lot has happened since this man. Because
and honestly, like most of the stuff that blew the case open or whatever and made like a bunch of copycats and all that stuff and people coming forward is probably because they were trying to get some money too.
well, I mean that's a whole.
I mean, because there's Leslie, that one woman that had a tell-all book, not the ex-girlfriend, but there was another lady that had a book and was going to name his name and a bunch of stuff about him.
yeah,
And it was like, yo, if you settle with me, you ain't have to worry about this. They waited until it almost got to like, trial and then settled on the eve of trial, whatever. Saw that money and was like, yo, crazy. And then after that, I want to say the Cassie thing came and it was just so the dam don't hold no water no more. It was like a cartoon where you try to like put the finger in and then like a leak comes over your head. It's just like that, man. I was like, damn, man. And then like, what's funny is like, I guess he stonewalled her a couple times, but if he had to just settle with her outright, I don't even think none of that stuff would have made the news.
No. That was the first. Yeah, that was the floodgate started opening that, especially once they started naming it. And oh god, someone's telling me like literally only 2 people in Diddy's life that could have done that lawsuit, and the general public would have taken that seriously: Cassie and the mother of his children. And one of them ain't here no more. But now I'm not even going to dive into that whole well. But what I was going to ask was,
he ain't about to dive in.
Not that. No Diddy. So why do you all think the American public is so fascinated with like court TV and trials?
It's fascinating, honestly.
I'm happy you went first. I want to hear what you guys say.
No, it is fascinating because I be even watching like the auditing channels where them dudes be like acting crazy around the cops. Because I'm like, hey, keep them honest. Hey, doing the Lord's work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They talking crazy to police officers and stuff like that. I say some of that stuff is too much. Yeah. But it's just like, yo, you have to exercise the muscle to know where the lines are and all that stuff. And the fact that, some of these cops are worried about like, perception and all this stuff and other things going on. It's super fascinating. Like the auditing channels, the raw footage, whenever certain stuff comes out, like was it during COVID when that lady said that state trooper had like, fondled her, and come to find out none of that happened. That was like in Georgia.
I think I know you're talking about.
Because she had a DUI or DUI, DWI, one of those deals, right? And then she said after the fact that he was unprofessional, come to find out he had a body cam and he had the footage from his dash cam. And it's like, he acted very professionally. And I was like, damn, why would you lie about that? And I was like, honestly, the body cam probably good for everybody. Or the Acorn cop in Florida. You saw that one?
No.
They had a suspect in the back of the car for this was like maybe 2.5 months ago now, and they allowed him to quietly retire. But he had a suspect in the back of his car for apparent domestic, and his female counterpart is like, talking to the witness. He's like behind his car for some reason, like well before, and he's like walking. Apparently an acorn hit his car, and then he just starts shooting in a random general direction.
Wait.
And his partner was like, where's it coming from? He's like, oh, I think I'm hit. And he's like barrel rolling. It's wild. It's almost comedic. It's almost comedic. It's crazy. And I was like, this dude could have killed somebody in a residential neighborhood.
You said this was in Florida, right?
in a residential neighborhood. The dude's in the back of the car, like, you know, cuffed in the back of the car, like trying to duck down. The dude like shot at his own vehicle. And I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Again, you said Florida, right?
But this has nothing to do with Florida, man. This could happen in any state. But just like, yo, like, how's that dude at like being amped up like that on the streets supposed to protect me? That's wild. He said, well, everybody called it Acorn because they said like Acorn, like I guess hit the hood of his car. I think it was like a theory, but he became known as the Acorn Cop.
It just,
and if you type that in on YouTube or whatever, Acorn Cop or Acorn Policeman, you'll see it. It's ridiculous. They got multiple angles. Somebody stitched them all together. That is fascinating. That is fascinating.
I think people just like to see real. That's probably why the court TV works so well. That's just like with the Young Dolph case, you know.
yeah.
Even outside of Memphis, people were watching it, and they were watching it every single day that trial went on. Trial went on for a week, so it was just fascinating. I just remember
You really just needed to watch the first day.
I just remember old boy up there singing like a bird, boy. He said, "Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's him right there. No, we did this. No, we did that." And
I had never thought snitching would be so fascinating to watch. But yes, that was I was watching it with my mother, and I'm like, wow, they're giving such great details.
No. But we all watched the first 48, and they slide that cigarette and like a drink, maybe a sandwich, maybe half of a sandwich, and that dude, he's like, look, man, I'm hungry. Give me a cigarette, man. I'm gonna tell you everything. Or the YSL case. That's major.
He got famous off of
Lil Woody.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
man.
yeah.
Man, that dude said, he said, nothing I say can be held against me. He said, yeah, me and my partner, Threat, we shot up Rich Homie Quan's daddy barbershop. Like, rest in peace, Rich Homie.
Wait, did he literally say that?
No, I'm saying that now. I'm saying that now. I'm saying that. Because I mean,
Man, wow.
Rich Homie just passed like what,
Like
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Like, you know.
But yeah. Now you bring it up. Snitching actually does great. It's great television.
Yeah, when you're protected. So you gonna get up there and you go. I'm trying to tell you, they slowed down the video. Well, they paused the video and the dude was like, "Who's that right there?" He's like, "Yeah, that's me right there." He's like, "That's you with the gun, with the machine gun or whatever he had, an AK."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, that's me right there." I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
Hell, even the Travis Rudolph, quote unquote, self-defense case, I did not think he was going to get off. And that happened in Florida. And I was like, yo, he ran down the street. Like the girlfriend that was married was like separated and all that stuff that caused like her brother to go over there and friend to lose a life. And I was like, yo, this is wild, man. I mean, because honestly, anybody could be in that situation. Like, a lot of people wouldn't, but I think more people would now in today's age
Yeah.
than before. But it's just like, yo, that was crazy. And you could see the whole thing. And I was like, maybe like 13 days, maybe less.
13 days.
Yeah. Of like actually open court. So you got to see the testimony and all that stuff. Yeah, it was pretty wild. Kyle Rittenhouse, that was major. Another self-defense case.
Wait, was that televised?
Yeah.
I didn't remember those.
Yeah, it was pretty wild too. The Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah.
That was another one.
That was I hate to say it was great entertainment.
She took a dookie on the bed and blamed it on the dog.
But
that was it. They put that in. Oh my goodness, man! They admitted to that in court, and then she tried to act like she was like cool.
Have you seen the documentary on Netflix about that?
No.
You should watch it.
See, here's the thing. That some court cases could be so well done. You can like, well, we can also turn this into a documentary. We can turn it into like this. Especially that court case. You can take that turkey and make ham sandwiches out of it. Like you could make a biopic.
Well, they did with the documentary on Netflix. I'm just saying.
They did the Darren Sterling deal. The owner of the Clippers, the ex-owner of the Clippers. They turned that into like a mini series.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. They got what's the name playing Doc Rivers too.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get them picking him to. I can because it looked And look, I mean, the look worked. I mean, there were some other casting choices I kind of was a little off on, but that one I was totally fine with. But I'm gonna end this by saying, watch a lot of court TV, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't watch that. That's gonna
Yes.
rot your
Now-
brain. Don't watch
the
that
thing-
TV.
Now, the only thing I would say, so normally court isn't as interesting as you see on TV.
Depends on the case. Depends on the case.
It's but out of all cases a courtroom has a year, how many of them are like actually interesting?
A couple of them are though.
A couple, maybe 5 or 10. I don't
I'd say several, way more than that. But I be watching LawTube and stuff like that too. Like, so they'll talk about judgments or they'll talk about whatever. Like, old girl, when she gonna have state and federal. Old Teflon Tim or Teflon Tiff,
Teflon.
the lady outside of Chicago.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, when she goes to trial, that's gonna be.
She's like the mayor of like one city,
oh
and
my
then
yeah.
and she was like a like over the other township or whatever or something like that.
She still. I saw
Teflon Tiff.
every single morning, every morning that I go on YouTube, I always go to a newer clip or something like that. She's still wilding, boy. They just like subpoena her or not subpoena. Well, yeah, they subpoena her and they served her like last week. Yeah.
And then she's still having issues with the trustees. And somehow she still was able to spend the money, even though she's supposed to like have authority to be able to spend the money.
Boy, she wilding, boy.
Yeah, the big time.
The crazy thing is,
time.
it's interesting as hell to watch. It's like it's almost like you can't believe it's really happening.
When she had that town meeting, and like it was like around Halloween, and she dressed like Wesley Snipes from New Jack City. Truth is stranger than fiction. Now she dressed like Wesley Snipes from New Jack City, had the hat, the leather Kango on and everything, and she played Rihanna. My money.
Yeah.
Better have my money to the townspeople. I'm like, are you crazy? I was like, yo, man, like, I'm sorry, man. Like, there was some furniture moving in that place, man. If it had been any of my older relatives, they would have been moving furniture in that place.
Boy, I cannot wait for the day that they take her down. I'm like, I want to see what she gonna say and how she gonna go out. Like, I just know it's gonna be something like
it feels like you're watching a movie, but it's really happening.
It's gonna be less dramatic than that, though. I think it's gonna be like more a whimper. Cause it's like, I mean, cause she's dead to rights. She's dead to rights.
But she's a very dramatic person.
No, but that's cool and all. But guess what? She can't do that in the court. That's not gonna play in her favor if she wanted like not get like everything that they might hand to her. Cause an unsympathetic figure, oh, they're gonna throw some time at you. They're gonna throw football numbers at you.
I just meant that the guy who was that clip to go, y'all think I'm here to play around with you? I could see her doing
another Florida.
I could see her doing that. I could legit see her doing that. But anyway, we're gonna
Dreadhead.
Because that's going like that is you ever like see like documentaries of stuff that like happened in the past. You may not remember it happening, but it's like it was really big, and you're like, wait, this really happened?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is gonna be one of those things. This is gonna be one of those.
I was describing somebody, and just minor detail, and then they were like, oh my God, it's worse than what you told me. They were like, and then they're like, this is like juicy. And then now they're giving me updates
because it's insane.
And I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
The thing, like, if I knew nothing about this and you told me about it, I wouldn't believe it.
You be like,
wouldn't believe it.
You be like, whatever. And then once you start looking at it, you be like, oh, what is this? Oh, there's another layer over here. There's stuff over here. Like they went to Vegas, and then like with the one guy like assaulted one of the aides, and then when she spoke up, like she like quietly like got rid of her, and I'm like, wow. The one dude they hired or whatever was some kind of I don't know, deviant or something like that. I don't know, man.
No, I had thought about that in a few weeks. Yeah, it just gets crazier and crazier. But on that note, we're going to get out of here before we get locked up. Once again, I am your host, Kevin Mumphrey, with my colleagues, Victoria V.A. Jones. You ain't got nothing but that.
Nope, because I ain't trying to get locked up.
and Carson Knight Parkinson.
Hey, might as well call somebody on here Akon. You know what I'm saying? Like, they won't let you go. Call my lawyer.
And this is brought to you in part by your local lawyer.
Oh, okay. We got a new sponsor.
I feel like a lawyer would be a great sponsor for this episode right now. And that is a wrap.
It's my money and I want it now.
Oh, I think someone made a beat out of that.
Oh, it would surprise